There's this quote by the writer Mark Twain. He said, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." Where you have decided to go, or where have you decided to go? How hard have you decided to work in order to get there? What are you waiting on? It would be wise to place your dirty laundry in the washing machine before you place it in the dryer. What you do first does matter. If you truly want to go somewhere, you must take some time to plan. So why not plan with a mental picture, image of where you would like to be? And like the former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, would say, live into your picture. Only you know where you're going, and you're constantly giving off signs with every word you speak and everything that you allow to grab your focus. It would be foolish of you to become preoccupied with things that are not essential to your journey. For example, if you decided to travel to California and someone said they didn't like the color of your car, so you begin to argue with them and waste 2 hours of your driving time, you will encounter two types of people: those who will disrupt your journey, or those who will enhance your journey. You must have the inner awareness to recognize what is most important for you at this particular time in your life and be able to persevere and stick with it. I remember watching a movie several years ago for the first time named Pulp Fiction. I don't know if you ever heard of that movie or ever watched it. And there was this scene when Bruce Willis's character, I believe it was called Butch, was on the run trying to escape some dangerous people. So he came back to where he was staying in order to pick up his girlfriend. And he was trying to convey to her that the matter was so urgent that they needed to leave without packing or taking any of their belongings. She refused to get onto the motorcycle with him before she was allowed to ask certain questions or several questions about things that absolutely did not matter, considering the present circumstances. He finally was able to convince her to get onto the motorcycle with him by asking what she had for breakfast, or she asked him what he had, and they were talking about blueberry pancakes, etc., so they could escape. I would probably have left her. Is where you want to go important enough that you would make the decision to leave some people behind? Could be family members, friends, whoever they are. But where you want to go, has it become that important enough? The main thing, the main theme in your life, that you would go alone. Everyone can't go where you have decided to go. Although you have good friends and loved ones, they may not have that desire to truly go where you want to go. And if that's the case, they will make the necessary sacrifices. They will not make the necessary sacrifices, nor will they discipline themselves for the journey. Remember, everything begins on the inside of you, within the inner being that cannot be seen with our natural eyes. That's your true self. and you must realize and cultivate your conscious awareness of it. You have to work with that inner awareness, increase your awareness. And I've talked before about how to increase your inner awareness. I remember hearing the legendary rapper KRS-One give an illustration during one of his talks not long ago as follows. I remember he said, say aloud to yourself, we can do it right now, you can do it. Just say aloud to yourself, I am love. Go ahead, say it again. Say, I am love. Now say, I am love to yourself, but this time without opening your mouth or making any sounds. Just say it to yourself, I am love, without opening your mouth. Now you can literally hear yourself say the phrase, I am love, without opening your mouth. And if that's the case, what mouth did you use? And with what ears did you use to hear yourself say it? We can hear without physical ears, speak without a physical mouth, and see without physical eyes. When you go to sleep and dream at night with your eyes closed, you are able to see your dreams clearly. If that's not powerful and exciting to you, that just means your consciousness is still asleep. Now imagine if you decided to focus on developing your true self. Think of all the rewards it will bring into your life on purpose. That inner being is how you have received everything that you presently have in your life. Think if you just change that self-talk and become more aware of what your self-talk currently is. Usually it's some self-defeating theme that we're saying to ourselves without opening our mouths. Oh, I'll never get this. Negative things always happen to me. Bad things always happen to me. You're not saying it aloud, but you're saying it within your true being. And that true being is what's shaping your life. It's what you're engraving upon your subconscious mind constantly. And it will bring forth the negative things that you do not want. There's an eventuality in life, and it will bring forth those things. And not before long, you will see those themes shape in your life physically. You'll see those themes by the words you physically speak aloud. But you must become aware. The more you increase your awareness, you will begin to have the power to now change those negative things. If you don't have the awareness, you won't be able to challenge those cognitive distortions or negative self-talk. That's why it's important to increase your awareness in order to know, or after you have decided where you want to go. There's this quote by Buddha. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. What you think, you become. If you can think better, you will do better. Your ability to sustain a mental picture in your mind combined with feeling will be the catalyst that causes your dreams and goals to become reality. There's another quote by Buddha. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Essentially, he was saying, wherever you decide to go, you will have to walk that path, and so often without the help of others. So be courageous and do whatever you need to do in order to fulfill your purpose and dreams. Become so fixated on what you want. You can't think about what you don't want, because the more you think about what you don't want, that begins to show up in your life. So begin thinking of the important things in your life, and you will notice those other things will begin to diminish. But they only diminish when you make the picture of what you want so big, everything else begins to take a secondary seat to your major theme. So make where you want to go so big until your yesterday disappears, your yesterday failures, your yesterday disappointments. Do you remember? Well, Jim Carrey, he's a famous actor. I'm sure you've heard of the name before. I don't know if he's done any movies lately, but he's a famous actor. I remember seeing him the first time as an actor on this show called In Living Color. And he was really funny on that show. I mean, he was hilarious. All of the actors and comedians were, I mean, if you've ever seen that show, it was just funny, really funny. If you want a good laugh, you should watch that show. So he was interviewed around 1997, in the late 90s, and he began talking about when he was poor in the mid-1980s, and he didn't have any acting jobs during that time, how he would park on Mulholland Drive, which is a popular street and road in the eastern Santa Monica Mountains of Southern California. Every night he would go there and visualize having movie directors interested in him, and people he respected saying to him how much they liked his acting work. He went on to say that he would visualize things coming to him that he really wanted, and he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and dated it for Thanksgiving Day, 1995. And he kept it in his wallet. And he said he gave himself approximately 3 to 5 years to accomplish this, and he would, take it out every often and look at it. And just before Thanksgiving Day in 1995, he found out that he was going to make $10 million from one of his movies, Dumb and Dumber, if you've ever heard of it. It's a pretty popular movie during the time. Each one of you also have this power to change your current circumstances once you decide where you're going. If no one else believes in you, make sure you believe in you. You don't need many people. You just need you. You are more than enough. You don't need to wait on the right circumstances. You don't need to wait on the quote unquote right break. You're making your break by beginning to do and accomplish your dreams on your own, and people will be added if people need to be added to bring it to come to pass. So be proactive and begin implementing the things you've learned today. in order to help start the process of your new mind creation. Also remember to join me again next week for an all-new episode of your new mind creation.